Beginning of this relationship, she told me she was moving back home. At the very 2 years ago, she told me she was moving back home, and everything I did was to try to change her mind on that. And it just sucks that I wasn't able to.
One quick question!
Hey guys, welcome to One Quick Question. I'm your host, Adam Stringer, and how this show works is I come up with a question for my guest, just one question. They don't know what that question is before we sit down. I sit down with that person, I ask them that question, and then after I ask that question, I am done talking. And it's up to that person to decide how long this episode is going to be, because it's over whenever they're done talking. So 30 seconds to 3 minutes. Today I sat down with Malcolm Whitfield. Malcolm's been one of my first comedy friends. He's one of my very first comedy friends. And then very quickly became a good comedy friend of mine. And then, soon after that, he became a very good friend of mine. And we've been hanging out ever since, for a couple of years now. And he's a really good dude, really solid dude. I wanted to sit down with Malcolm and talk to him about breakups. Malcolm just recently went through a pretty rough breakup. It wasn't just like a simple breakup. They were living together. They were kind of interwoven into each other's lives. So when they broke up, they had a lot to figure out. It wasn't simple. They had a lot to figure out, and now, it's been a little while since that happened, and the dust kind of settled. So I wanted to sit down with Malcolm and talk to him about this, and talk to him just where his head was when this was happening, because he kept a good composure. I know, he ran into a lot of roadblocks. I was there for a few of them, helping him move out. He kind of waited to the last minute to do that, but we got it done. But he kept a good composure. I don't know, that guy. He wears a good face. He fakes it till he makes it. And I'm proud of him that he took care of business and he handled it, because when they broke up, she just kind of dipped, and she left him with the apartment, everything in the apartment. I'm filming this. My computer that I'm filming this on is sitting on Malcolm's old table that used to be in that apartment, because she left and he didn't have anywhere to put the furniture. So I'm proud of him that he really didn't have any help. He kind of figured it out all on his own. So yeah, I sat down with him and I talked to him a little bit about relationships and just tried to figure out what it was like when he was going through that. How he kept that composure. How he's different post-breakup. If there's things in his breakup, if there's reasons why he broke up with this person that he's going to try to work on, improvements in his life. So I sat down with him, I asked him those questions. We filmed this behind the Firehouse Saloon, and apparently there's a birthday party right next to us, because somebody has really shitty friends and they forgot about that person's birthday until 5 minutes before they went out for their birthday, so they took them behind the Firehouse Saloon. And that's where just a lot of people go to smoke pot. So, I don't know, you have shitty friends. Hopefully your next birthday is a lot better. But alright guys, let's see what Malcolm has to say about breakups. Alright guys, let's get this started.
Okay.
I can listen if you want.
I don't know. I got it. I don't know if it made me a better person. I don't know. I'm this breakup obviously took a toll on me. It's weird because this mimics. Oh Jesus. This kind of mimics a pattern. So when people break up with me and when I break up, it's always because of something I did. It's because I wasn't ready or I wasn't committed or something. But this one, I don't know. I was all into this relationship and it just wasn't working out. I don't know. People see me, I suppose, as a guy who's sociable and out and having fun and everything like that. I don't know. But more often than not, I would have rather have just been home with her. Like, I have no regrets about, like, our apartment even, or, like, the relationship, or, like, there's never anything that I wouldn't, like, that I would take back. Yeah, I don't know, it just sort of sucks. When I was, what I don't want to happen is this. I don't want to be hated. I don't want to be hated. I didn't even tell you this, but this past weekend, my college ex, my girlfriend from college, was in Rochester. She's not from Rochester. She lives in Brooklyn. She's from Columbia. She had no reason to be here except our mutual friend's birthday, and our mutual friend lived in Rochester. And I did the math. I was a mile away from her, and no one told me that she was in town. And this person wants nothing to do with me. I don't know. It's a weird thing to realize that and then go through another thing and then just be like, oh, well, that's the end of it. My last partner, the one I lived with, we broke up on my birthday, February 25th. Now I really won't forget that day. She moved out of our apartment at the end of March. So we still had like a full month of living together after we broke up. And that was heavy. What we would do is like alternate who slept on the couch, who slept in the bed. And like, it was just rough, man. Every day I wanted to say like, oh, how about this? Let's just get back together and then we don't have to deal with breaking our lease. Let's get back together and we don't have to deal with this like weird awkwardness. Let's get back together and just like be normal and everything. But like, you know. I told you the reason we broke up, because she said she couldn't see a future with me. I don't know. That was heavy only because I had already envisioned several futures with her. You know something? At the beginning of this relationship, she told me she was moving back home. 2 years ago, she told me she was moving back home. And everything I did was to try to change her mind on that. And it just sucks that I wasn't able to. I did this thing where, like, when I get overwhelmed, I have to physically, like, make myself talk slower in order to think slower, so I'm going to do that right now. I very much loved this person, and anytime I would have to look at her, it hurt. And it sounds very cinematic, like, but it's something I hadn't felt before. It physically hurt me to interact with her. So when she moved out, it was like a fucking blessing. I don't know. I think I did pretty well as far as, like, post-breakup shit, you know? Like, I had a shit ton of sex. I'm having a shit ton of sex. And that's, like, less of a coping mechanism and more just, like, letting the world happen to me. I don't know, man. Chris's shoes match his shirt. That is such a black guy thing to do. That is such a black guy thing to do. He's all of my uncles right now. Where are they? I don't know. It's weird. I didn't tell you this. So there's no real rules to after a breakup. But my partner, she's moving back home, like way back to the West Coast, and I decided to like hit her back up, like for the last month, be like, well, maybe we could be friends. And I knew that was a bad idea, and you knew that was a bad idea, Adam, and you told me it was a bad idea. And I don't know, we were hanging out, and we got food, and we kissed a little bit, and it seemed like things were going back to normal. And did I already tell you this? So one day, I was texting her. This is like last week or the week before. I was texting her and I said, hey, did you ever make that udon? We were supposed to cook udon. And she's like, no, I was waiting for someone special, winky face to me. And I said, you know what I'll do? I'll just go surprise her. We'll just go make this fucking udon. I go over to her place, and right when I get there, she's sitting on the porch, and she's with another dude. And I don't know. That was a bummer. Yeah. There's no rules to breakups. There's no fucking rules, and you have to just have like a separation from it. I'm a guy who like has like a lot of cohesive points, I guess, but like this especially, I don't know. It's still very raw. It's still very raw, and I feel like I have this appearance of it not affecting me and not even thinking about it. But it is legitimately, it has been now like 5 months, and it is the only thing I think about.
Yeah.
All day, 24/7, it's the only thing I think about. And it sucks, and I miss her, and I would rather be with her than not with her. I don't know what to tell you. Shit doesn't, like, you don't, like, you don't get over people. You don't get over, I didn't get over her, I didn't get over my college ex. What you have to do is just move on, and that part just fucking blows.